We're trying to enjoy it safely. We are at the Poorhouse in Tampa, which is a very lively bar and restaurant, which is why I am double masked. But if you take a look here at the scene behind me, you can see that a lot of people are here. They're gathered. They're already cheering for their favorite team. They're outside, so it's considered to be safer, and they are allowed to be here. They're only supposed to take their masks off while they're eating or drinking, but you can see quite a large crowd. Certainly not all in one single family or one single household that are mixing, but that is allowed here in the city of Tampa right now.
Oh no, people living their lives. That's Randy Kay of CNN. How does she know they're not from the same household? Could have really big families in Florida. I don't know, honestly. I'm Sebastian Gorka. Welcome to America First on this Monday show, less than 24 hours before the historic second ever impeachment trial in the Senate of a president. I'm going to say a president because it is against the U.S. Constitution to impeach a private citizen, and that's who Donald Trump is, because the goal of impeachment is to remove a president from office. Well, he left that office quite a few weeks ago. I was there at Andrews Air Force Base when we said goodbye to him. But nevertheless, they're going to proceed because Trump derangement syndrome knows no limits. In fact, it is very much alive and well. Let me share with you a little story from over the weekend that will illustrate to you not only the extent of Trump derangement syndrome today, but also my way of dealing with it. There is a man who goes by the name of Joe Wiley. And until Sunday afternoon, he had a Twitter account called Wiley17. I don't know this man. I have never met Joe Wiley, not to my knowledge, ever, because I don't hang out with accountants. I have nothing against accountants, not my kind of scene, really. My Twitter account is open to DMs, as they say. There is anyone who wishes to send me a direct message, the Twitter equivalent of a text message, can do so if they have a Twitter account. And I check them now and again. And I received a series of messages on Sunday from Mr. Joe Wiley, Wiley17. And they began like this, with no apropos, no reason, just like this. And I'm having to edit it for reasons of FCC regulations. Can't wait to urinate on your grave and send a picture of it to your kids. Yeah, you scumbag. Hey man, F you, and F everyone and everything you value. I responded to him. I didn't use any foul language. And then we did a little bit of research as to who this man is, because he's not very clever. That was his account with his name. And we found out where he works. He works for an accountancy firm in New York, a large one, called Markham LLP. As soon as I found out where he works and said that I'd be sending his texts to his employer, not only did he block me from his Twitter account, he then deleted it. Boom, gone. To the credit of Markham LLP, I received an email from the CEO of the company who regretted what had happened. I spoke to him this morning, and he said that they would investigate. His legal team would investigate exactly what had transpired. After that, intriguing though this is, the company's Instagram account was deleted, and their Twitter account was made private. Not sure why that is, but at least they issued this. Markham disavows any knowledge of comments posted by Joe Wiley. So they did the disavowal. We regret its association with our firm, I presume the Post. It is completely inconsistent with our values. We will take any action within our rights to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. We apologize to those affected. That means me and my family. Now, what is the lesson for all of us in an age of rampant cancel culture, of a divisive society, where we see just the day before violence on the streets of Washington, D.C., where Antifa and Black Lives Matter chanted for the destruction, the burning down of Washington, D.C. To the two people who commented that I'm giving in to cancel culture or I'm promoting it, wrong. Utterly and completely wrong. Why? What is cancel culture? Cancel culture is applying undue pressure against people who you politically disagree with. The actions I took were not motivated by anything Joe Wiley believes in politically. I'm sure he's a Bernie voter or a Biden voter, but I don't reach out to people's employers because of who they voted for. But if you cross the line and mention my children and talk about death and your bio in your Twitter headmast mentions the words grenades, guess what, Mr. Wiley? I don't shirk from taking action. I don't shrivel up into a little ball. Because that's not what Americans do. You mention my family, and I take action. Now, who knows what's going to happen to this man? Will he be fired, or will he just have a stiff interview with the legal department at Markham LLP? I don't know. Not my call. Because I don't believe in cancel culture. But if you use language like that, there are repercussions. It may surprise some, especially my detractors. I do believe in civility, and I took that action in the interests of civility. Not only am I former strategist to the president, I remain a presidential appointee at the Department of Defense on the National Security Education Board, and as such, not just as the host of a nationally syndicated radio show with millions of listeners and viewers. We have standards, not only to set, but to stand by. And when people like Joe Wiley think they can get away with that, we are going to teach them a lesson. So, what does this mean for you? Don't just take it when they're wrong. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your family. Stand up for this nation. I'm Sebastian Gorka. This is America First on the Salem Radio Network.